we're going to be going over the blue cards that have been revealed in full for Edge of Eternities. So we have a null. We know what a null does. We love a null. It's going to come in promo packs. We love it. It's at uncommon. We don't need to deep dive into it. We've seen it a couple times in different ways. We'll see some people break out their old ones. So, for new cards, we have Atomic Microsizer. It's a 1 mana artifact equipment at uncommon. The equipped creature is going to get +1/+0. Whenever equipped creature attacks, choose up to one target creature. That creature can't be blocked this turn and has a base power and toughness of 1/1 until end of turn. Solid enough. Gives you some options. Cerebral Download is a 5 mana instant. Surveil X, where X is the number of artifacts you control. Okay, and then draw 3 cards. Alright, I would like to surveil and draw cards at instant speed. Yeah, whatever you want, man. I'll do it. It's an uncommon. I'm casting it. Cloud Sculpt Technician is a 3 mana jellyfish, 1/4 flying, and as long as you control an artifact, it gets +1/+0. That's pretty solid. It's got a booty on it. It doesn't cost that much for a flyer. Oh, pup! There's a pup! Codecracker Hound. It's a 3 mana 2/1 Doge. When it enters, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put 1 in your hand and 1 into your graveyard, and it has Warp 3. Oh, I love him already. Oh, what a good bean. Consult the star charts. Read me my chart, mama. It's an instant with Kicker 2. Look at the top X cards of your library where X is the number of lands you control. Ooh. Okay. Put 1 of those cards in your hand. If the spell was kicked, put 2 of those cards in your hand instead. Put the rest of your bottom library random order, not shuffle. Interesting. Cryogen, a relic, 2 mana artifact. When this enters or leaves the battlefield, draw a card. You can also sack it for 2 and put a stun counter on up to 1 target tapped creature. Cool. Draw 2 cards and tap something. Yeah. We have Cryo Shatter, a 1 mana enchantment aura where we're given something -5/-0. And when that creature becomes tapped or dealt damage, it's just going to be destroyed. Honestly, the flavor for Cryo Shatter kind of slaps. It hits. Not going to lie. Ooh, I like this art. Oh, look at the little gang in the corner. Disculpting Blast is a 2 mana instant. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If it was attacking creature... create a 1/1 colorless drone artifact creature token with flying. That says the token can only block creatures with flying. It's very specific. Divert Disaster, 2 mana instant and common. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. If they do, they get a lander token. Okay, that's cool. You're like more incentivized to use your turn to take the 2 instead of just being like, yeah, it gets countered. Like, lander token doesn't sound too bad. I count those. Emissary Escort, 2 mana 0/4 at rare, and it gets +X/+0, where X is the greatest mana value among other artifacts you control. Okay. Got a team of artifacts, say less. Emissary Escort. Wait. I'm blind. This is all the same card. Why do... it comes in the bundle. Okay, I was like, why am I reading the same card multiple times? I don't understand. Giga Storm Titan is a 5 mana 4/4. The spell costs 3 less to cast if you cast another spell this turn. That's pretty solid. Pop off. Uncommon. Ooh, second jellyfish. 1/1 flash flying, and you can sack it to draw a card. A 1/1/1/1/1. 1 mana 1/1. Evoli Infiltrator. 3 mana 1/3. Jellyfish. This creature can't be blocked if you cast 2 or more spells this turn. When this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So we're seeing a lot of synergy between white and blue in this set, caring about if you cast 2 spells this turn. Evoli Light Jammer, 2 mana artifact equipment at common with flash. When it enters, attach it to target creature you control. That creature gets hexproof and +1/+2. That's sick. It's only 2 mana. it is a combat trick that sticks around. Kind of a fan. Ilvoy Operative, a 2-mana 2/1, and whenever you cast your second spell each turn, it gets +1 counter. So definitely a staple for the second spell white-blue deck. Lost in Space, 4 mana, target artifact or creature's owner. Target artifact or creature's owner puts it to their choice on top or bottom of their library. Surveil 1. We've seen this effect before. It makes your opponent make decisions, and you get upside. Giving your opponent a decision is always interesting because they could always make the wrong one as well. Mechan Assembler, a 5 mana 4/4. Whenever another artifact you control enters, you get a 2/2. But that can only happen once a turn. You gotta make sure you do it right. So this also means if you have an artifact with flash, you'll get a 2/2 on your opponent's turn. Keep that in mind. 2 mana 2/1 Mechan Navigator is an uncommon. Whenever this becomes tap, draw a card and then discard a card. That is not a May. Keep that in mind. Mechanozawa. For 6, that's a 5/5 common robot, a jellyfish. When this enters, tap target artifact or creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it as Warp 3. Mechan Shieldmate. It's a 2 mana 3/2 defender, and as long as an artifact entered under your control this turn, it can attack as if it didn't have defender. Pretty solid. We love our defender cards. Alright, we have Mental Modulation, a 2 mana instant, and it costs 1 less to cast during your turn. Okay, so for 1 blue, on your turn, you can tap target artifact or creature and draw that common! We're tapping, we're drawing, and it's going to be 1, so it's going to be so easy to cast 2 spells per turn. I'm throwing a bunch in that deck. Say less. Alright, 5 mana 3/4 rare. So it has flying. You can look at the top card of your library at any time. You can cast artifact spells from the top of your library, and your artifacts have tap to add blue. Spend this mana only to cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand. Okay. So they're also just going to add blue to play things from the top of your library. Kind of sick. Sick. Oh, it has cool art. I'm not. Alright. Moonlit Meditation, 3 mana enchantment aura rare. We can enchant something we control. The first time you would create 1 or more tokens each turn. You may instead create that many tokens that are a copy of enchanted permanent. Interesting. We're probably going to have a bunch of options on that. Mouth of the Storm is a 7 mana 6/6 with flying and ward 2, and when it enters creatures your opponent control, get -3/-0 until your next turn. Alright, so we're gonna try to end the game with that uncommon. Nanoform Sentinel. When this creature becomes tapped, untap another target permanent. This trigger only once per turn. It's a 3/2. Okay, is that common? Common with text. We have Quantum Riddler, 5 mana 4/6 flying. When it enters, you're gonna draw more cards. As long as you have 1 or fewer cards in your hand. If you draw 1 or more cards, you draw that many cards +1 instead. That's sick. That's wild. Comes in a pretty art. Scour for Scrap. You get to choose 1 or both for this 4 mana uncommon instant. Search your library for an artifact card, reveal it, put it in your hand and shuffle, or return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. I choose both, please. 4 mana 3/4. When it enters, you may sacrifice an artifact. When you do, put a +1 on target creature and draw a card. We're going to have a very nice time drawing cards in this limited format. 3 mana 2/3 Wizard Jellyfish. When it enters, target creature an opponent controls gets -3/-0 until end of turn. You can also warp 1. 1 blue, specifically. Specimen Freighter is a 6 mana spacecraft. When this enters, return up to 2 target non-spacecraft creatures to their owner's hands. And it has station, of course, as a spacecraft. When you get to 9+, It'll get flying. It's a 4/7. When it attacks, your opponent's going to mill 4 cards. That's an uncommon. That's going to be fun. 5 mana, 3/5, common whale. With flying. Our whale is flying. Okay. When this enters, surveil 2. And warp 2. Okay. Starfield, a vocalist, 4 mana, rare, 3/4, bard. If a permanent entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Warp 2. Starfield, a vocalist. Oh, this is the art of you. Oh my god, you have so many arts. Starwinder is a 7 mana, 7/7 at rare. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw that many cards with warp 4. Okay. I'm drawing a lot of cards with that. Ooh, that's a cool alt art. Starwinder. So many arts! Steelstorm Operator, 2 mana, 1/1. You can, it has flying. You can tap it to add 1 blue for artifact spells, or tap 2 blue, spending this mana only to activate abilities of artifact sources. Alright. Okay. Alright. Synthesizer Lab Ship is a 1 mana spacecraft. Nothing when it comes in, but 2+ at the beginning of combat on your turn. Up to 1 other target artifact you control becomes an artifact creature with base power toughness 2/2 and gains flying until end of turn. Okay, that's sick. And then when it gets 9+, it's a flying vigilant 4/4. That's a crazy 1 mana thing. I hope I open that tomorrow. Tractor Beam is a 4 mana enchantment aura. We're going to enchant a creature or spacecraft. When this enters, tap that permanent. Then you control that enchanted permanent. Enchanted permanent doesn't untap. Huh. Weird. Unravel. We're going to counter for a 3. And if the amount of mana spent to cast the spell was less than its mana value, you draw a card. Okay. That's cool. We'll find ways to reduce CMCs. Like this card. Earthos Scionist? Is that how you say that? 3 mana, 2/4. The second spell you cast each turn costs 2 less to cast. This is an uncommon, but we're probably playing it. Earthos Scanship is a 4 mana spacecraft. When it enters, you draw 2 cards, then you discard 1. And when its station is 8+, it's a flying 4/4. We love stations. Weft Walking is a 6 mana enchantment at Mythic. When it enters, if you cast it, shuffle your hand and graveyard to your library, then draw 7 cards. The first spell each player casts during each of their turns may be cast without paying their mana cost. Ooh, this affects your opponent too. Interesting. That's cool. And there's an alt art. Oh, that is it for Baloo. Make sure to like and subscribe and enjoy your pre-release.